Okay.
I'm not going down there while I think we found our transportation.
Can go up this way. Ah, no, I remember this.
Ugh. Watch those hands.
So we go around.
Hey, lay off!
There we go.
Lego! 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 Hey, where are you going? You can't leave me here all alone! Come back!
We're just using it as a distraction.
She's coming back.
She? Ah. Just lower it off. That's it, you pedal. Here we go!
Looks like we're heading south! But there's nothing on that edge of the world! Except the edge!
Ah! Whoa. All change.
Manny?
Don't ask, carnal, cause I don't know.
Okay.
This is the part of the game I feel like is a lot more inspired by actually City of Lost Children.
Yeah, right.
Which was that came out around that time, had a big influence on us. I think that's why we have a marching underwater diver too. Like there's a lot of scenes in City of Lost Children where there's a diver just marching on the floor of the ocean. It just seems so dramatic and just made the slow and steady slow and steady progress, but he was so heavy and thick.
No flying fleas, though.
No flying fleas.
What's this way? Can we talk to them? Ah. Oops.
One of the things with Manny's head and the look at stuff was it really meant that you couldn't put a lot of inventory items very close to each other, or it limited the number of things in a room, because even though you could toggle through and he would look at things kind of in sequence, it could get tricky on if you put like 3 things on a table. Is he looking at thing number 1, thing number 2, or thing number 3? So that was an interesting thing, because Lucas was known for these adventure games with very dense, lots of things to click on in the screen, and you really couldn't do that here. But the game doesn't really feel lacking for it.
I feel like that's filled in with dialogue. I mean, ultimately, you know, you'd have those Hunt the Pixel games. You'd have a million things, and you'd have to have one line for each thing. And with this one, it's more like there are fewer things, but there's more to say about each one, or more context, or Manny kind of thinking to himself about things. It's a little more ruminating. So I think it adds to the character just in terms of how much you kind of understand Manny or empathize with him.
Totally agree.
Lay down your tools. We're busting out of here. Man, if I had only gotten that book back from Terry, I could really start some trouble here.
Good.
I don't know how I'd get down there without this current taking me over the edge.
Aha.
One thing that was a little weird on animating all this underwater stuff, when you animated a little section like Manny jumping off the conveyor belt, or climbing up a chain, or getting dragged along by a boat or whatever, you would always try to add that element of the physics of being underwater.
Yeah.
And then seeing the harsh contrast of when you're back in interactive mode and we're still using the same animation of him walking above water. It was hard for an animator to get over that. These little things you can't let go of.
You would have had to do a whole new set of animals.
Yes. And the other thing is, like, that may not have been the thing that would have stopped something like that. It could have even been like there would be too much code required to switch a system or something. Like, who knows what the reason was.
I love the fact he's actually smoking with the water. So I was like, yeah, that would work. Right. Can we go right? Ah. Dun dun dun.
This is where people nowadays would be like, Tim, the ideas you have here about this conveyor belt where you can switch directions and rip a chain with a scoop, it's really complicated, and we could eliminate a lot of work if we just cut this one puzzle. But this is like, no, we went all the way and we fully implemented exactly what I hoped would happen. The conveyor belt would reverse direction, chain would go up and down, Manny would climb down and against the force of water, bunch up the chain. This is all so complicated. Oh, and you create a little loop. I was like, this all makes sense in my mind, so the player will be able to figure this out. Like the way that you looped it over that boat. I don't even know if that would work. That's like when you whip a hose to like get it uncaught when you're watering the plants in the backyard, and your hose gets caught.
Right, yeah. Yeah, do a little whiplash effect, yeah.
So he's giving a clue to the puzzle. But you'll see, we'll sort that out in a minute.
Gladys, I'm gonna sneak inside and look for Meche.
What if that octopus comes back while you're gone?
Poke him in the eye and steal his sub.
Stupid octopus.
He
Tim had the coolest office.
He did.
It was filled with like tiki lights, and it felt like it was like Christmas land. Not Christmassy, but it gave you that same feeling
Yeah.
of decoration and hominess.
Yeah, I was gonna say warmth. Yeah, hominess. There's a couch in there, which was always nice.
Yep. And I think I probably overstayed my welcome in there a few times.
Yeah.
I think we all probably did.
You never knew when you should leave because it was so much fun in there, but then it's like, oh man, he has work to do.
Yeah, it's no wonder he had to work through the night. It's because
We'd bother him
his
all the time.
office was like going to Disneyland, and you just sit in there and talk on the couch and just want to be a part of this this creation.
I had some old game consoles in there, and I would go and talk classic games with him because he knew that I was an enthusiast as well. So that was fun.
I think he should have made his office more boring.
He did spend a lot of time in that office.
How's his office now?
I've seen pictures. I think it's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. It's like a grown-up version of that office, maybe. He's still got all his Rubik's Cubes on his desk.
Oh, I forgot about that.
I forgot he was a master of the Rubik's Cube.
He is.
Really?
Yes. Don't challenge him.
Well, I would never. I can't do Rubik's Cubes.
This door's locked.
Ah, it's as if they don't want you to go that way.
Are the 3 stripes on the back of Manny's head, is that hair?
No, it's just a lazy design element to match the front of his head.
Oh, and the tops of his hands, remember? There's
Yeah.
little
It's
stripes
just
on there.
the
Yeah.
Day of the Dead decorations, right?
Yeah,
I never knew what it was. I just thought it was cool.
it's an Adidas homage.
Sponsored by Adidas.
Children's books.
Ah, woo.
Yeah, so people, a lot of people may know this already, but for those that don't, the game is just a big pre-rendered picture. There's no 3D geometry in the game that describes the walls and the doors and the tables and all of the props that are in the game. That's just a picture, a painting that's drawn in the background. So somebody had to go in manually and kind of make what we call walk boxes, but they're in 3D space. They're like a little model that just describes in 3D space where Manny's allowed to walk. And if you turn the background off, they just look like they're floating in space. There's nothing there, and there's boxes for walking, there's boxes for shadows, there's boxes for triggers that trigger like footstep sounds and things like that. But yeah, the image you see on the screen when you're playing the game, there is no real geometry there. So getting the illusion that Manny can walk in between tables and bounce off of walls and things like that is all smoke and mirrors.
Which is perfectly viable, because that's kind of what you do. I mean, it's like Doom or Duke 3D. It wasn't really 3D. It was made to look 3D.
Meche,
Manny, what are you doing here?
I wanted to see how your trip was going, Angel. I am your travel agent, you know. By the way, thanks for that bottle of champagne you sent me. It really hit the spot.
You were headed for a trap. I was trying to warn you. Domino was using me like bait. I didn't want you to end up a prisoner here like me.
Prisoner? Where's your cell? Or are you just sharing a bunk with the warden?
Ooh.
If that's what you think of me, then why did you come here?
Because this is where he belongs. Here, working for me. I knew you'd come around eventually. Right or wrong, Manuel Calavera is always with the winning team, right, Manny? That's why you're here now.
I'm getting off this rock, and I'm taking all of these people with me.
Manny, there's no way off this island. I'm afraid you're stuck here in my little executive training program. See, I need you to take my place here, kid. I've got to get back to the city where the action is.
Sorry, Manny, but I had to come in. My skin was getting all pruny.
Here, I don't need.
Flawless! No! No!
Powder for that, cabrón.
Maybe later. But for now, let me just show you your new office.
Uh-oh.
Careful, BB. The new boss is waking up.
Like improved his right hook. Ooh. Right.
I always thought those girls are so cute. I just had to be mean to them. Like once when my sister got her tonsils taken out.
You see, he's talking, look.
I remember my aunt came to visit and she goes, "Oh, you look so cute. I just want to be mean to you." I never really understood it until we had these little baby angels in the game. I just want to just tear them. Get out your scythe and scare them and do all these horrible things.
It's the
little
Mr. Bill and it's the Mr. Hands in all of us.
He's just talking. There's not even no words. Bug? I think so.